Hi there, I'm Chef Celeste, and welcome to my Louisiana kitchen, where I'll take you all around Louisiana through food. On today's episode, we're talking breakfast, because breakfast is a part of Louisiana culture too. So we're gonna make some quiche, we're gonna make a crawfish quiche and a veggie quiche, and we're also gonna make omelets. So today is all about the eggs and all about the crawfish. So let's get started. Our ingredients that we would need for our quiche: number one, the oven is already preheated to 375. Then I have my small ramekins, because if you're doing this for one or possibly two, you want it nice, small, and cute. So you can make the larger ones also. We have cheese, I have butter, I have garlic over here, I have some garlic pearls that I'm using because I just found these and I just think they're awesome. We have some artichoke that's gonna go in there. I have my eggs, tomatoes, we have some veggies, I have some Crawfish sausage from the market, and we have our Louisiana crawfish tails. So these you can use, remember, when you peel your crawfish from your crawfish boil, you pack these up, you can freeze them, pull them out when you need them, and we're gonna make some quiche. So give me a minute, we're gonna get started making some quiche. Okay, so we're gonna get all of this situated, and it's not gonna take long at all. So that's the one thing I want you to take away. When you're cooking with me, I'm not gonna keep you in the kitchen all day. So first thing I'm gonna do is take my brush. My butter is softened. I didn't put it in the microwave or anything. I just let it melt. Look at what I'm doing. Just kind of dab, 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 just like if you were painting. This is a paintbrush. You don't have to be fancy, okay? Just brush that in. You want all the little rivets and crevices brushed with the butter, because you don't want this to stick when you're eating it or when it's time for it to come out, because that makes it a little harder for you to clean up. Can you get it out? Yeah, but do we want to take all that time washing dishes? No. So, look at that. Coat it, done. So we sit that off to the side, let it sit for a minute. So the first thing I'm gonna put in, I wanna chop my sausage. So we're gonna add the meat in there, and I'm just gonna put this in my bowl all at one time, scramble it up, and then I'll pour it in. I wanna cut the sausage into smaller pieces, that way it heats through a little faster while we have it in the oven. However much you want to put in there, I'm going to put about, this may be about 3 ounces of sausage going in, not a whole lot. If you only want to use sausage, that's what you do. If you don't want any in there, don't put it in. It's as simple as that. Now I'm going to add in some eggplant and a little bit of, I don't want any squash in there. I want eggplant. That's another thing. Whatever you want in there, put in there. This is something we make every Saturday morning at the restaurant. We do 3 different types of quiche. We do a shrimp quiche, we do an all veggie quiche, and we make ham and cheese. So those are our most popular ones. I'm gonna take my garlic. See, it's still ready to squeeze out. This is the roasted garlic that you just put in your refrigerator after you finish roasting it. So I'm just gonna put that right here, squeeze the rest of it out. That's gonna add a lot of flavor in there, because remember, depth of flavor is what we like. So let me get that down off of here. Mix that in real quick. The next thing that's going in, we're gonna do 3 eggs. 1. I have my trash can right here. 2. 3. I personally do not put milk or anything into my quiche when I'm making that. You can, it's just my preference not to. But what I do add to it is a little bit of lemon juice. Try lemon juice in your scrambled eggs also, or lemon. This is something that I found that is really cool. This is true lemon, and it's like the whole lemon ground up in here. So it is really, really nice. So let me see, I think I have one over here. Look at this, true lemon, really good. All right, now get that scrambled up. Then the next thing, we want a little bit of tomato in here. Let me slice off my tomato, and we're gonna put some artichoke, okay? Artichoke going in. tomato going in, just slice, nothing, it could be random. You don't have to do anything specific on here. All right, next thing, last thing, well, two things. We need some flavoring in here because we have none yet. So I'm gonna add a little bit more garlic. I'm gonna add some of my cracked black pepper. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And on the spice board, I want a little bit of chili and a little bit of red pepper flakes. Okay, you see how colorful that's getting already. And one thing, let's talk about sausage. In Louisiana, we have andouille sausage. That's the most popular one that you've probably heard about. Then we have all different types of smoked sausages. You can get green bell pepper, you can get green onion, you can the boudin, that stuff with rice, pork, beef, all of that goodness in there. And I'm just adding my cheese. I'm adding some provolone. You can add some cheddar cheese in here, whatever you like, just add it in there. So we have all different types of sausages, cracklings. You just have to come on down and check us out and see what we have going on down here, because it's a great place. Now the last thing we're gonna add in, but before I do that, I have some people in-house that are allergic to crawfish. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. If you have allergies, then do that part first. Now I'm gonna add in my crawfish. So a good bit of our population works in the seafood industry. Crawfish, most of the crawfish that you're gonna eat in the US has been processed and raised and farmed in Louisiana. A good part of the shrimp that you eat in the US is going to be from Louisiana. So that is a huge staple in our economy. So we want to make sure that we keep that part of our economy going and keep your taste buds going with our Louisiana seafood. So now, crawfish going in to this one. Do the same thing to this one that we did to the other one. So we're going to brush, brush, brush. We're going to pour these into the oven. Pour this into the pan. We're going to put them in the oven at 375 degrees, remember? And then I'm going to come back and we are going to make some omelets. Okay? See you in a minute. All right, now, ready for your omelets? Now remember, when you're doing your omelets, you can add in here whatever you like. So our base, we're going to do a 3-egg omelet. So in here, 1. Set this over here. 2. 3. Okay, look at this. I'm just gonna whisk this in here, okay? Nice and simple. I'm lifting up on it to bring some air into it. I'm gonna add a little bit of the true lemon in there, because remember, I want you to taste the flavor of lemon in your eggs. All right. Now, before I make your omelet, let me show you something really nice and simple. Let me put the butter in here, because we are talking eggs right now. So let's just heat this up. I'm gonna turn my fire up a little bit. There we go. Get that melted in there. And I am going to do something for my non-seafood people. So this is one of the sandwiches that we do, and that's kind of popular at the restaurant. If you're in the Baton Rouge area, I still want to see you every Saturday morning, even though I'm showing you this sandwich right now, okay? So we're gonna take the egg in there, just let it fall. It's nice and fluffy. Just let it go. While that's going for a minute, I'm gonna crack my other eggs for my omelet, because we really are gonna make an omelet here. Okay, crack that again. 2, and you can use certain pans for that. Right now, if you're making a large one, it really doesn't matter, as long as you get it in here. We get a little bit more heat to it. This is something we want to do high, and the key is move it around. That way, you're getting all of the egg cooked in here. So if you're scrambling this around in here, it's okay. You're gonna be fine. It's not gonna stick. You see what I'm doing here? Take your spatula, just keep it moving, keep it moving. All right, give it a little shake. At the bistro downtown, we actually make the omelets on a flat top. So this is my little cheat for you, okay? If you don't want to be at home making an omelet all day long, turn it over. Your cheese is like glue. So we're going to put the cheese on here. We're going to glue it back together. This one here, let me add a few little tomatoes over here. That's all I want on here. We're actually doing 2 in a short period of time. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my Creole garlic seasoning on here. That's all the flavoring we need right now, Creole garlic. Take this in here. Where's my big spatula? We're not going to play around with the little rubber spatula. Take that, fold it over. If you get brown on there, it doesn't bother me. Does it bother you? Don't put brown on yours. Okay. Sit that there. Take my bagel, a little bit of butter. Sit it there. Sit it right there. Doesn't take long. Turn it over. See how that butter melted? Take this egg, sit it on top. I'm gonna pull it off the heat, turn my heat down real quick. You see how nice and fluffy and large that is? Push it to the middle. I need another piece of glue for my tomatoes. This is one of my most popular sandwiches. Are these tomatoes hot? You may be wondering. Yeah, they're hot. I'm used to that. All right, now, let me sit this over for a minute. Grab my plate. Sit that on the plate. Sit that on the top. Look at that. Nice, simple bagel sandwich. Okay? That's for my non-meat people. That is for my non-seafood people. So now I'm just gonna scrape this back down. You don't have to go and wash your pan every time you get ready to do a new omelet. Scrape it down, it's okay. Let me put this in the trash. We got some more butter going in. Now my pan is nice and hot. Basically, you just prime the pan up already from the sandwich that I just made. Look at that. At the restaurant, I would have 2 pans going. One would have the crawfish in it already, but let me show you another way of making the omelet. Crawfish in. Everything's going in right now. Tomatoes. Artichokes. I only want a couple of those. In. Seasoning. Going in. Because when we're doing this downtown and we are moving so fast, trying to get everybody fed in a timely manner, this is another way of making the omelet. This is not a French omelet. French omelet is when you do it in the skillet, sort of the way that I was showing you right there. So right now, everything is nice and warm. I'm gonna take my eggs. I'm gonna add a little bit of steak seasoning to the eggs. Depth of flavor. That's what we want. Scramble, lift, add the air. I am not adding the lemon in here on this one. Pour that in. We're gonna scramble it around and just keep it moving. You wanna distribute everything evenly. And when it's time, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna fold it like I did the other one. Add my cheese in here, and we're good. Crank up that heat a little more. Now remember, move the egg around to rush it a little bit, because when it comes to cooking my eggs, I just don't have patience. You know, if you have all the patience in the world, that's fine. My patience, remember, comes when I'm making my roux. Okay, so let that go. So one thing that I love about being in Louisiana from Detroit is we had farmers markets. We had a huge farmers market when I was growing up in Detroit. So to come to Baton Rouge, and it's such an agricultural state. We have, you know, you can get your eggs, you can get your beef, you can get your greens, and just about anything. We even make red beans. Who knew? So that's the thing that I love, is that it's almost like one-stop shopping. You come in there, you can get everything that you need in one area. You don't have to worry about, I like to tell people, in Louisiana, you go to the grocery store for toiletries because we grow so much of what we eat. And that's a beautiful thing. So wherever you are, I would say if you know you have a farmer's market in your area, check it out. You know, that way you're eating close to home. You see how I'm turning this over like I did the other one? You're eating close to home, and you can make sure that it's at the optimal freshness that you're gonna have because it's close to home. All right, we're gonna let that go for a second. I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me melt my cheese. I'll be right back before we flip. All right, so omelet is about to be plated. Let me play with the sandwich a little more because I love making breakfast sandwiches for people. So we're gonna add a little bit of sausage to that sandwich. Look at that nice farm fresh sausage going on there. Now that's a breakfast sandwich. You can add a warm tomato on there if you like. I'm gonna sit it to the side. Uh-oh, they don't want that one now. I was gonna sit it to the side. So if you want to put it on there, you can put it on there. It doesn't matter. So, omelet going onto the plate. Push that on there. Remember, this is my crawfish omelet. So make sure when you're doing your seafood, if you have somebody that's allergic, you do this one last, okay? Now, let's go get that quiche out of the oven. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at this. It's nice, tender, brown. The cheese has started to melt. You get that caramelization on top. We are good. Let me take my spoon here and show you what I'm talking about. This is my one that doesn't have the crawfish in it. Okay. And you see, look at this here. I want you to come close. You see how it's not sticking to the sides? And we got everything in here. All the butter and all the crevices. That's what I'm talking about. If I wanted to turn this one out onto a plate, which I am, that is what I'm talking about. It won't come out. I gotta show you what it looks like when we turn it out, so stay with me here for a minute. Just amuse me, okay? We're gonna turn this over. It is hot, so please make sure you hold something on your hand. Turn it over, give it a little shake. Look how that comes out. Now, I'm gonna take my tongs, turn it back over because I want pretty side up. Gorgeous. There you go. I'm Chef Celeste. You are watching My Louisiana Kitchen. This is our breakfast edition, and I will see you next time.